It's the end of the year, and I'm in my pajamas. The end of 2024, can you believe it? Seems like yesterday it was the end of 2023. It always seems to sneak up on us, and yet we have the whole year to prepare for it. Isn't that always the way? We've got plenty to do this evening, so we're going to crack on. Congratulations, Space, on being first for the last... Well, getting the last first of this year. Let's see if you can get the first of next year on Friday's stream. The episode of Mystery Quest that was set in Discworld. You don't get around to listening to it as you're in the middle of something else, but it's queued up. Nice. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I finished listening to it earlier today, and I thought it was good fun. I'll tell you what else is good fun. Ranking games. As is now the yearly tradition, I will be ranking all of the games that I have played this year. Now, there's a bit of a cut-off, because some of the games played at the beginning of this year, I started towards the end of the previous year and ranked them then, so I'm not going to rank them a second time. So the timeline may not work for some of these games, but that's just the way it is. Some of them are, of course, ongoing as well, so I haven't had the full experience of them, but I think I know enough to decide where they rank. So this won't take too long. There's only like 26 games in here. Usually it's like 40 or something. I think that's what last year's was. But join me and see what I make of all the games I've played. Good evening, Vicky. Welcome. I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. So we're starting off with Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, which requires almost no input from the player, which you'd think would be a bad thing, but this is a very easy game to just sit in the background and just listen to the little quacks, the little Easter eggs that pop up from each individual duck. It's honestly far better than it has any right to be. But this may be controversial, I hesitate to shoot it up to S tier, but I think it's a very strong A. I think the only reason I wouldn't put it as an S tier is because I, personally, might end up getting bored sitting watching the ducks for too long. I play games to play games. I don't play games to sit and watch. I'm gonna hold my hands up and say that's just how I feel, man. But it's still an A. It's not D for dog shit. That's what it is. D for dog shit. S for supreme. A for alright. B for bah. C for crap, and D for dog shit. That's what these stand for. I actually tried calling that dog shit earlier, and it didn't save properly, so... Also, it's limited multiplayer. Yes, that's true. It is limited multiplayer as well. Vicky's doing a paint by numbers. Nice. Is it counting down to midnight, so that the last number you do is the start of the new year? That'd be cool. If you can time it right. Speaking of dog shit, this is... it's cut off. Blood something. It was trying to be like God of War meets Horizon Zero Dawn. It was crap. It wasn't a finished game. And it bugged out. The voice acting was weird, like it was AI generated possibly. It sounded like it showed real promise, which is how I ended up with it, but it was just awful. And I was so glad to move on from it. I don't think I've ranked any game as low as that, except maybe Vex. Vex was also dog shit. The last Tinker, City of Colours, that's going to be in the middle. That's a B, because I enjoy like your average kind of platform experience with, funny characters and interesting things going on, but the vibe is just a bit weird. And I know that the colour scheme threw off a couple of viewers, which is never a good thing. It was also quite weird that there was just white goop everywhere, which looked very suspicious. I enjoy playing it, but it's just a bit strange. So I think it's a solid middle. It's a bah, B for bah. Europa, I'm going to put up there as an A tier. It didn't blow me away, but it was a really fun puzzle platformer with some really interesting mechanics on there. And who could forget the pogo stick level? It was incredible. And then there was there was the moped as well, wasn't there? A Vespa. And then just driving around in like a little bubble car, I think it was. But the pogo stick was incredible. Yeah. That pogo that pogo stick. Was not expecting it. That was huge fun. So yeah, a very strong A. Path of Giants. I don't remember that taking me long to finish. I think some of the puzzles were quite challenging. I think otherwise I got it done in a single stream, didn't I? But I like a puzzle, and I think it had some good mechanics in it. Kind of reminded me of like the We Were Here games. I think I'm going to put that as an A as well. I mean, I can't think of anything bad about it. But then I'm also struggling to remember what made it stand out, so maybe it should be a B as well. It's a B, but for better actually, you know what, I could just make that a C. I'll come back to that, and I'll see later. I'll see what else makes the B list. Turok. Really, I'm... Obviously, these are all incredibly biased opinions as well, but I do enjoy that mid to late 90s era where, like, it's almost like PS1 graphics, but it's a lot smoother, less crackly. So I enjoy that automatically. And it's nice just running around, shooting the baddies, and doing platforming stuff. And obviously there's dinosaurs in it, which makes it really cool. So I think I'm going to put Turok as an A. Carnivore's Dinosaur Hunt. That is a solid C. I think it shows real promise, but I really struggled to get 4 hours out of that. It was such a grind just to see some more interesting dinosaurs, and that is just a huge setback. Like, I don't want to track Stegosaurus after Stegosaurus after Stegosaurus. Show me some parasaurs. Show me some, you know, big old theropods or sauropods or whatever. You know, heck, give me a Velociraptor. Give me some threat. You know, the thing that I'm hunting is hunting me, you know? So that is a strong C, but it's not dog shit level. It's not dog shit. I think you get what you pay for that, but what you pay for isn't very much, and therefore you don't get very much. 100 Dino Cats. This is free to play, which gives it a plus. Really cutesy fun. But it was very simplistic, but you know, it is free to play. So I think that also belongs in the B. And I like those more than I like Tinker, so that is I'm going to move that down to a C. That's a C tier right there. Dinoscape. Oh yeah, God, that was the rogue platformer, like, mobile game. And J3JB joined me for a game. I can't remember how it worked. Oh yeah, no, that's right. There was like a shade of him in the background, and he was jumping along the same platforms as me. And it was a case of who could get the furthest, I think. There's a ton of games called Find the Cat games. They're quite relaxing. Yeah, I think that worked in its favour as well. It was relaxing. And it was a nice find for Dino-themed month when I gave up on carnivores. Dinoscape, though, it's better than... I should have added an extra tier list, an extra rank, because I like it more than carnivores, but I didn't like it as much as these two. But I think because I like it more than these, it's gonna be a soft B, a soft bah. Disney's Dinosaur. I didn't quite finish that, did I? But that was quite janky. Spent a lot of time not really knowing what to do. And also, it got a copyright strike from Disney, of course. Strike hell. Yeah. I mean, they did release it. Basically, they flagged it because it contained footage from the film. But I was able to say to them that the footage is modified because I'm here in the corner talking about it, which therefore counts as a commentary. But also, it's within a video game, so it's not the original film. It's all cut and chopped around and stuff, so... yeah. But I think it's a strong C, at least. Again, I don't think it was dog shit, so I'll put it there. Dinosaur Fossil Hunter was really, really good. And that is going to be the first S tier of this ranking. Really enjoyed that. It was so good. Really, I expected it to be quite complicated, but it wasn't. It was actually really easy. And when you're scrubbing at the fossils, taking all the dirt off, really satisfying minigame. I'm looking forward to playing that some more in the future. So that's there. Tomb Raider, a classic. Pointy boobs, what more do you want? It's an S tier game. I mean, there's a reason why Tomb Raider spawned off such a huge franchise, and it was, you know, it all started with this first game. Revolutionary, so how could it not be an S tier? Sable, I'm going to put into A. I quite enjoyed the expansive world that you got to explore. You had like a sentient hover bike that you could modify. There's loads of different branching avenues to go down to play the game in. You can change the way your character looks as well. Thank you, Space. Pointy boobs, what more do you want? I'm starting off with a bit of cider today rather than a cup of tea. Delicious. Yeah, there was also something quite contemplative about it. It was like a thinky game, you know, about an imagined future of the human race and what may become of them. And it's a collectathon as well. Loads of things to collect. So I kind of like those. Maybe one day I'll come back to Sable and try and 100% it, but that'll take me a while. So, but it is an A tier. Risen. I said this while I was playing it. For Risen, I did have to cheat in order to enjoy it, but I enjoyed it the most from out of the 2 times I played it. I enjoyed it more willingly cheating and streaming it. So, but the fact that I had to cheat at all, I'm not so much of a fan of. There's a little bit of guilt, but also there's a little bit of, come on, I like to be challenged, but as Lisa Simpson says, I like a challenge that I can do. So I think that is a strong, maybe as either a soft A or a strong B. Again, I should have added a E ranking, but which would stand for elephant shit. Not even dog shit, it's elephant shit. But yeah, I'll make it a soft A. GTFO, really been enjoying it. There is a limitation in that it's only multiplayer. I mean, well, I say that. You can play it single player, but I would not want to be stuck doing an expedition in GTFO with 3 AI to support. Because so usually it's me, Gregory, and Jamie playing it. And then the 4th character is just an AI bot. Drives us round the bloody twist it does, so I would hate to be alone with 3. But it is a great game, and it is one that we have been consistently coming back to, so I think that just means it's an S tier. If you're into like your stealth horror, action, a little bit of shooting, a little bit of stealth, and going, a huge like hour-long, sometimes several hours long expedition to complete an objective, come out and survive, that's really satisfying. I do recommend it if you're into that, so yeah, that's an S tier from me. Gregory, Jamie, if you're watching, I hope you agree. GTFO is an S tier. Guardians of the Galaxy, S tier. And if you want to know why, just go and watch my VODs. Really good. X-Men Legends, I'm going to say A. I haven't finished it, but I love that you can... Oh, actually... No, it's an A tier. I'm going to leave it as an A tier. I like that you can create a custom team. I've warmed to the idea that it's actually like an introductory game to the world of the X-Men. You play as a more or less unknown character who has all the questions. Who are you? What's your name? What's your power? So it's like it educates someone new to the franchise, which is really nice to see. And it also serves as a nice little reminder for fans as well as to who people are. It's also fun playing as all your favourite heroes in a team. You can switch between which one you're playing as. It's fun to do combos together. So yeah, an A tier. Spider-Man Miles Morales, S tier. It's an S tier, what more can I say? Again, just go and watch the VODs. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, for the same reasons that I just gave for X-Men Legends, that's A tier. Although it doesn't have the X-Men's... it doesn't have the same like unknown character learning who everyone is. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is very much relying on you knowing who you're playing as, which a lot of us do. So, myself and my audience, we know who they are. We can enjoy that. Lego Marvel Superheroes is what Marvel's Avengers should have been. That's an S tier. That is an S tier game. It takes what Marvel Ultimate Alliance is and throws it into a much better story, I think. And with so many more characters to play as, who you can switch to at will. Yeah. Injustice Gods Among Us. Fighting games aren't my thing, but I enjoyed it enough. it's just good seeing DC heroes doing stuff. I also did play it on easy mode, but I think that's a B tier. That's a B list. Batman Arkham City S tier because it's fucking Batman. Come on. Honestly, Champions Online was worse than I remembered. That's going in the dog shit pile, I'm afraid. It was just MMOs. Certainly ones like this are not the easiest to stream. I was getting quite bored, and I imagine it was boring to watch as well. It's also old, so maybe it just hasn't aged well. So there we are. Deep Rock Galactic, that's getting an S tier as well. I only streamed it once, but I've been playing it a lot off stream earlier this year. Again, mostly with Jamie. I think Gregory joined for one or two. It does have a single player mode, so you can enjoy it as a lone star. And instead of getting AI accompanying you, you get a little like droid that carries things for you or helps mine things for you. You can give it orders, and it can go and mine something that's out of reach. So really good accessibility for single players, but it's also really fun as multiplayer. You can combine the abilities of your characters in a really satisfying way. And it's got great replayability because all of the things you can unlock through game progression. There is no pay to win. There's like content packs that come out, so every so often it'll update, but all that stuff is free. Huge win, and that launches it up into S tier. It is 6:30. I did only set aside maybe half an hour for this. Only 2 more games, then we'll get into some multiplayer platform golf. Remnant, I'm going to put in the same ranking as Risen, because I enjoyed it as much as I did for Risen, but again I had to like modify the workings of the game in order to start enjoying it. I straight up cheated at one point, but then I found a mod that made it a lot easier for me to play, which I am a bigger fan of. So yeah, but it also didn't blow me away. But it turned it into a fun little third-person shooter, save the world type deal, which is right up my street. So there's that. Bobus. Hello, Angus. Don't worry. There's one more game, Ultimate Chicken Horse, which is an S tier. It was so much fun. Absolute hilarity all the way through it. Myself, Owen, and Gregory constantly tripping each other up, which is the aim of the game. It was really awesome. And again, that's something else that I might come back to as like a little one-off. I'll see if anybody wants to join me for it at some point in future. But there we go. There is our ranking of the games of 2024 that I have streamed. Not so many as in previous lists, but that is my ranking and I'm sticking with it. And now I'll save this and there we go. I've downloaded the image, so I'll be able to post that in Discord later in case you've missed what just happened. But now it's time for multiplayer platform golf, which Angus, I believe you'll be joining me for. Let me just quickly... Just let me put my junk in your face. Lovely. Hello, Versace. Welcome. Angus requires a bevy beforehand. Don't we all? Don't we all? Let me just kill that music real quick because soon we'll be listening to the jaunty tunes of multiplayer platform golf, which I will